the big old 2026, it can be so easy to get sucked into doing everything on your phone and making everything digital. Now, I'm here to stop that. I have absolutely always been that girl who has a collection of notebooks, journals, planners, whatever you want to call them. Ever since I was young, I was always that girl who even had a notebook that she didn't want to use because it was too pretty. I'm even guilty of having a couple of examples of those sitting in my drawers right now. Basically, what I want to do today is show you guys how easy it can be to transition from using completely everything digital, using everything on your phone, your iPad, your laptop, your TV, to quickly making that little adjustment to more physical forms of media. And it doesn't have to be difficult. If you are a writer, author, artist, creator, digital creator, content creator, anything along these lines, then this video 100% applies to you. To be honest, it probably applies to you if you are any sort of person who wants to get their life together by any sort of means. So, hi, my name is Sarah. I am a part-time author, part-time digital creator, full-time writer, and most crucially, I am just a 22-year-old girl who likes to keep her life together at any possible moment. I keep an awful lot of planners and journals and notebooks, but we're going to jump in today to the three that are absolutely essential for if you're just trying to get your life together or trying to be a bit more of a planner or just anything along those sort of lines. Number one, and if you're going to ignore the rest of this video and just choose one piece of advice, this would be it. You need a planner, preferably a daily planner. Even if you are not a planner yourself, even if you're adamant, oh no, I'm never going to be one of those people who plans out their days like that, you still need a planner in order to be writing down important things. I don't care how much you think, oh no, I can just remember everything in my head. I can guarantee it just gets so much easier when you start writing things down. Personally, I do have two. I have one that's for kind of home, personal content creation, writing, and then I have one which is for my 9 to 5. This could very easily be merged into one. I just quite like having that separation of work and home. I don't know about you guys, but there's something so satisfying about, let's say I book a concert almost a year in advance, just being able to write it down, all of those 8-10 months down the line, writing it down in my planner and just knowing in the back of my mind that that's going to be coming up at some point. I honestly believe that planning your life just a little tiny bit, having a planner, even going through the motions of just buying a planner and owning a planner can just make you feel so much more organized, so much more put together. Personally, I do like to take it pretty much everywhere that I can just in case, because to be honest, another great thing about them is they always have like a little notes section at the back. So if you need to write something down, you can be that person who can just whip out their planner and has a pen with them to write the thing down. Number two, the second one you need is a journal. And I think there's a bit of a difference here between the way that British English and American English works, in that we call them notebooks. I think you guys call them journals. Basically, when I say a journal here, I mean like a diary, like a mindfulness journal, that sort of thing, where you get to write down your thoughts and feelings. The reason I say this does come from personal experience, and I'll explain it now. Basically, at the start of every single day in the morning, I wake up and I journal. I don't have prompts, I don't have a structured way of doing it. I literally just write whatever is going through my brain and whatever I'm feeling and thinking. And for me, this just helps to kind of clear my mind at the start of the day and just prepare myself for the day, because it's kind of warming up my brain, but also getting rid of anything negative. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a daily journaler sort of person. I'm just saying that a lot of people are probably not lying when they say that journaling was really just a turning point for them. And even if you're not doing it daily, even if you're not doing it weekly, even if you pick it up once a month just to have a bit of a journaling session, you are doing better than a lot of people. I'm not particularly a spiritual person or anything like that, but I really do think there is something about getting all of those thoughts and feelings out onto a page where there's no judgment, no criticism. It doesn't have to be to a therapist or a friend or a family member. So there's no one to talk back at you, no one to give you a response. It's just a way of letting go of some feelings and thoughts. There is honestly nothing better, and I would recommend it to absolutely everyone. Number three is I strongly believe that everyone should have a creative ideas dump notebook. I've actually just recorded some short form content on why everyone needs an ugly notebook to dump ideas into, and I'll sum it up now for you. Basically, number one, the reason it should be ugly is because you don't want to be scared to make it messy or ruin it. So if you have an ugly one, this looks kind of like the ones I had at school. I'm not scared to get this messy. It's not a pretty notebook. It's in my favorite color, but that's kind of it. And number two, the reason why you need creative ideas dump space is because First of all, we're moving out of that digital space. That's what we're trying to do here today. So if you don't have access to a phone, or you just don't want to pick up your phone, for example, when I'm trying to go to sleep, this sits by my bedside table so that I don't have to pick up my phone, then you have a space to dump down these ideas. But second of all, it's just really nice to have this kind of collection of ideas to, I don't know, maybe it's to remind yourself that you can be a creative person, or maybe it is just to help you with content planning because all of your ideas are in one space. There are almost infinite ways in which this could be helpful, to be honest. I can't think of them all right now, but the biggest ones for me is that I just like having all of my brain dump sort of ideas in one space. This is what a typical page looks like. It's messy, it's scribbled, they've been crossed out. I tend to cross them out once I've recorded the videos or made the content of whatever sort. Basically, the format of them is I write what sort of content it is. For example, if it's a Substack article, or if it's a TikTok post or an Instagram post, and then I just write the basic idea, and that's enough to jog my memory of what I was thinking of. Once again, I have a lot of other notebooks for planning out these content ideas. For example, I have a YouTube scripts one, which I'm using right now to remind myself of the order of this video. But if you don't need to go into that much detail, one notebook is more than enough, and the messier the better. That's going to be it for today's pretty quick video. I hope I could inspire you guys, or at least to motivate you to pick up a planner, pick up a journal. If you guys have any more questions about exactly how I use them, feel free to drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video.